This week, we'll be going over all of the achievements in DLC 1 of Alan Wake, The Signal. This has 8 achievements that were added for this separate episode, and of course, we went over all of the base game achievements on our previous video, and we're going to be doing DLC 2 in the future. So be sure you check out my Alan Wake playlist, which is linked down in the description and at the end of the video, for the rest of my Alan Wake guides. And of course, we do make written versions over on our website, so if that's more your thing, go check those out as well. And now, let's get to hunting. Like with the base game, you'll most likely need to do 2 playthroughs of this episode in order to get all of the achievements. One to get all of the various achievements, and then a second playthrough to go through the game without reloading a checkpoint or reloading the game in general. We have 2 achievements that are story related and unmissable, so you won't have to worry about those. A friend in need you'll get once you find someone to help you, that someone being Barry, or at least a imaginary version of him. Then you'll get a friend indeed, a little bit different, for following the signal to its conclusion at the end of the episode. Next up, we'll get into one that's a little bit later into the game, where you get into the basement of the church with a lot of furnaces that you can shine your light on to light those. Down there, you can get Words Will Never Harm You for triggering all of the furnaces down there. That means you'll need to go through lighting every single one. I'd recommend going through and killing all of the taken first before you actually worry about lighting the rest of the furnaces, because that's going to make it way easier. A few sections later, you'll come up to an area with a couple of big trucks that are trying to ram you. For licensed Revoked, you're going to need to get through the entire episode without using a vehicle. That means, at this section, you don't want to get into any of the wheels word vehicles in that area. And that's really the only spot in this map that you'd be able to get into a car, so other than that, you won't have to deal with it. For Fast and Furious, you're gonna have to make it through the final battle in less than 1 minute and 30 seconds. This one can be tough, but you'll basically just want to try to save any flare gun rounds, flash grenades, and flares as you can. Once you drop down into the little boss arena area, you're gonna want to hit your flare gun shots at the TV boss at each of its positions, and then use flares at the boat to run it down as quickly as possible. This is very tight on timing, so you do need to go very quickly. I'll have my full run through of this area play out so you can see exactly how I did it, and hopefully kind of replicate it in your playthrough. And now, before we go over any collectibles, we're going to go ahead and go over the tough achievement for this special, Run-On Sentence for completing the episode without reloading the game or restarting a checkpoint. You can do this on easy, so feel free to do that. I don't even know how hard it's going to be if you try to do it on something other than easy. You just want to make sure that you don't die and you don't get hit with some weird glitch like I did. Very unfortunate. It was a great run, but I guess Alan Wake thought that was a good twist in the story. I didn't like it. But anyway, a lot of the same tips that apply for the base game's Nightmare mode work here as well. Running instead of fighting can be a good option. Use a flare if you're getting overrun, and run towards the light. All that good stuff that we kind of went over when we did our Nightmare run in the base game. Now, getting into the collectibles, we'll run through them all in order, and I of course made a Google Sheet that helps you track which ones you've picked up, as well as with the rest of the collectibles in the game and all of the achievements. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you guys like, and I'll keep doing it for other games. If not, then I might not, because it took a little while to set all that up. So starting out, at the beginning of the episode, you'll be able to run into the kitchen of the diner and then pick up the first clock from in there. Cardboard Standee 1, you're going to find a little bit later once you come out of a building and out to a yard with some small red lanterns hanging. Head out to your right around the side of the building to find this standee. Then heading through the lit area and over a fence, you'll then go to the left and past a few floating words, and you'll find Cardboard Standee 2 over there. You'll then go across an asphalt bridge that collapses, and eventually, you'll end up going through a gate with the word memory out in front of it. Once through the gate, you'll be in a playground and you can jump over the logs to your left to pick up clock 2 from on a bench. Once you get entry into the church, you can head on in and just look over to your left to find the cardboard standee number 3. Then down in the church's basement, you're going to be able to go forward, around the corner, and then keep hugging the wall on your right, and you'll eventually find an armchair where clock 3 is sitting. Once you meet with Barry, you'll be able to go to a weird word maze. You'll eventually come up to an abandoned train car where you can grab clock 4. As you're running through the woods trying to reach a safe haven light, you're going to see a small circus tent to the right with red and white stripes. Inside of that is where you'll find clock 5. You'll have to light up some bridge words to carry on forward, and then once you start going along an abandoned train car, you're going to go through the gap in it, and then check to the right for a cardboard standee number 4. You'll keep going through that area and eventually go into a cave. Once in the area with street lights alternating to power on and clear enemies, you can head to the back left corner of the area and find clock 6 between 2 sections of fence. Near the end of the streetlight area, you'll reach another safe haven light, and over to your right, you're going to find cardboard standee number 5. Then as you get to the truck area with the wheels words scattered around, you're going to want to go forward to hit the switch for power. Then, on your way back, you'll want to stick to the left side and grab clock 7 from next to one of the piles of logs. You'll keep on going until you end up using the word climb to go up higher, and then you'll go around to the left, around some wooden beams, and follow the dock to the end to grab clock 8. Once you get up to the chainsaw taken, you're going to go up to the edge of the building, and then go to the left of it, and you'll find clock 9. You'll go through another building and drop to the ground where there's the word memory near a big truck. Head around the right side of the building and you'll find cardboard standee 6 sitting in the alley. And then finally, once you get into your apartment at the end, you can eventually go into your office, and clock 10 will be sitting in there to the right. And with that, we have 100% of the achievements in the Signal DLC of Alan Wake. And if you find our guides helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below about what games you'd like me to cover next. And go right over here to check out our Alan Wake playlist for the rest of our Alan Wake guides.